My review on BNA transport is a lot of things. I'd say I start with, excuse me, excuse me, y'all. I'll start with, what would I start with? Excuse me. Uh, yeah, I start with the the transparency, like the amount of time that they give you loads. It's not always. It's not always. It's not like they. It's not like ever. It's not like ever that. It's not like ever they have certified loads ready and ready to go and already like already planned for and routed straight off the next after the other. They're never like that. It's rarely ever like that. Transparency with those guys at that company, they they try they try to be transparent with you per load, like that they do get, and it's almost like as if it's a working live dispatch that they tell you what they're getting whenever that they get the loads. They'll call you, they'll tell you, hey, there's this load that's this amount is going here, it's picking up here, it's going there. They'll always call you and let you know what they're looking at and what they're trying to find. But they never. But it's like a live bait type of thing, if you know what I'm saying. Like it's like they're doing it live, but you don't know if that right after they tell you they'll fully commit to that load. Reasoning because it's a bid. Everybody on that load board is always trying to bid the next after the other. So they're gonna bid, and they'll call you and tell you, hey, do you like this load? Let's bid. Let's get this load. It's going here. It's picking up here, going there. Let's bid. Do you like this amount of pay for this load? Sorry. And they'll do that per load each time. Each time they see something, they'll call you and they do that. But I think that's kind of slowing down your pay rate and your progression. Like right after you're done, you don't have anything. You're just waiting on them to call you and say, "Hey, I got something here. Let's bid this." And it's picking up here, going there. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Why didn't? Why wouldn't? You know? Why? How can I agree to something that I don't see, that I don't have any control of? You're just telling it to me, so I'm gonna have to take word of advice on what you see, and I'm gonna say what, yay or nay, just because of that one thing. It's just it's just like you're up in the air. You'll say yes if it sounds reasonable, but it'll due processing is like you're not consist. It's not gonna what is it like? It's not gonna really matter because if it's a good rate, you're always gonna say yes. And if it's not so good, you'll you'll, as a truck driver yourself, you'll know what's okay, acceptable, you know what I'm saying, good, great, you know, not good. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'll take what's good, great, acceptable whenever it's convenient for you. You know, you got to rush to make your ends meet at the end of the week. You're gonna have to take something just to get that 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 um that you know that what I'm saying, like that, you know, that deadline that you want to hit. You're gonna take something just to hit a specific deadline that you want to meet. So yeah, it's you know, toss in the air type of thing. Like, why are they did, you know, why they call, like, why do they have to? That's how it is. Like with them, I never had a load ready, pre-planned from them after I delivered one and went on, you know, delivered one at another city and then got one at that same city, like going somewhere else, like, you know, like instantly. Other companies, they have something pre-planned for you instantly, and it's, you know, it's there's moving, it's moving. But you know, they're ticky tacky, they're slow, they micromanage. For another one I'm gonna get to. Yeah, sorry. So about that that consistency from them again, from BNA, they aren't too consistent and too, you know, like hard nosed at their job. They're still, you know, thinking like baby steps. Like they gotta tell you stuff like babies. Like, you know, even like they'll ask you how would you like to run. You'll tell them, but they're like communicating with them is painful, man. It's like really, you don't know if they get what, you know, like you don't know if they took what you said and not listen and just like get, you know, try to rush everything. Like, you don't know if they listen to you from the beginning to the end, and it's like they have no patience, or they're not, um they're not there to listen to you. Like they don't understand you or something. They don't want to listen to you. They ask you a question, you'll tell them, and they'll they'll like come up with an answer that's a question to your to it's like kind of, it's, you know, it's painful, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's a headache. Like, let me give an example anyway on that. They'll ask you, how do you like to run? And you'll say, like, for me, what what I had to, what what I wanted to run was like regional, like northwest to the south, like anywhere in between that. I didn't want to run anywhere east all the way to like Pennsylvania and New York and all that. And I didn't want to run anything far out west, like towards Nevada, past Nevada, New Mexico, and all that stuff, and Arizona and Cali and all that. So I'm letting them know all the stuff that I want and I don't want, but they would sometimes cut you off and say, oh, why don't you want to run those loads? Just I guess you want to know. They want to know why. So you do tell them, I don't want to because I don't like. Well, for me, I was just picking the feel for how their trucks are and trailers and how are they kept up. I don't want to run a janky trailer and tractor way out west, and I know there's mountains and hills and valleys and junk like that. You gotta go down, you gotta go up, you gotta go curve, you gotta go, you gotta there's potholes, there's bad weather, you know. I don't want to run those for what I feel. I don't know how the truck is. So for now, I'm just telling them like I don't want to run those west loads. I don't want to run those loads going east to Pennsylvania because I don't feel like I want to get the feel of the truck first. I don't want to risk my health and my life right now because I don't know how their stuff operates. So I want to get the feel first. I tell them all that, and they just said, they'll say, oh wow, just a jab or so. It's like, oh wow, and they act like they never heard of that before, but that'll be the most annoying thing about them is how they run you slow. But the pay for a week, let me tell you about that. The pay for them, how they pay is they pay their loads, each load that you deliver, and up to the gross pay, 30%. So each load and like everything that you deliver that week, everything that you deliver to for the week for your gross would off your gross would be 30. You'll get 30% off your gross. But like I was okay. Let me go back to that after I'm finished. So the gross would be 30%. Say you make that week $6,000, $5,000. Let's begin with that. $5,000. 30% of $5,000 would be. Hold on, let me try to get that math. So yeah, let me get like I was saying. If you make 5,000 that week, 30% from 5,000 would be like 1,500. You'll get 1,500 in pocket, and like 30% would from that would be 1,500. So from the 5,000, 30% was 1,500. That 1,500 is all pocket. So you get all your 1,500 from from that $5,000 week's worth of work. You could get more. You always get more because they transparent with you. Like, well, yeah, they are transparent with you with what they're picking for your truck to run and where it is and how much it is. They got the info already already labeled for you. On your phone. They send out all the information through your phone, through the company chat. That's how you get their attention. You call them, or you mainly text them through the company chat. You get, they text you their loads. They text you how much it is. How do you feel about it? Do you want to take it? Do you want to take it? Let's go, or no? And all the information's, pickups, numbers, and all the other stuff. They send it to you, so that after when that's when you know that you got the load, when they send you the pickup information, all the BOL information. You pretty much got it. And yeah, so the pay is kind of good. The pay is not bad. I'm not gonna moan and complain. I'm not gonna say nothing bad about the pay. And if I don't like it, it was pretty good, pretty decent. It's pretty I'll say you could be pretty consistent on the week if you when you run with them. You could get 1,500 each week easily, very easily. If you're a really good trucker, you'll never be anywhere south of 1,000. I promise you that. You'll run, if you're a really good trucker, you'll run 1,500 minimum, guaranteed. You could say you're a guaranteed minimum, but they don't do guaranteed minimums. But if you're a really good trucker, you want to go to BNA Transport out in Orlando, they give you 30%. You could be a guaranteed minimum. I don't know how to phrase it any better, or I'm just telling you the truth. And so yeah, you could play around, you could play along with the rate, because they give you 30%. It's a lot flexible for, say, just do the math. If you're a really good trucker, say you know what they want to give you. Like, I don't think anybody in a week truck loads for just $2,000, and that's all that they trucked, and they get paid massive amounts of money after that. It doesn't seem like ethnical, you know what I mean, or economical. It doesn't seem economical like that. I don't think that's how the money is. The money works, because you truck $2,000 worth of loads that week. You're gonna get a handsome amount of money. Doesn't really, because it doesn't really add up. But yeah, the pay is it's nothing to sneeze at. And so the trucks and the tractors, they have 2022s and up, I believe. I don't think they have anything under 2022, because what I saw, they were really good trucks for for what it is, for real. Maybe I let me not say that. I seen one that was a 2019, but that's, I don't, I wasn't in the truck, so I don't know if it was running. I seen it when I came to work, and when I came back from home time. I don't know if it was a runnable truck, but my truck was decent. It was a 2022 Kenworth T680. It was loaded. Everything in there had a microwave itself. It had a refrigerator itself. It had a little fancy knickknacks around there. It had an LED screen and I don't know if it was from a prior truck driver that left their stuff there, but it had an LED thing back in the back of the bed. Yeah. And it was very clean. It was smelling real good in there. It was very, very, very clean. Tractor, it had a little minor issues. It had traction control. I guess it was some of the tires that was uncalibrated or something. I don't know for sure. It wasn't really bad issues. It had an ABS thing though. Like the ABS were weren't working. It wasn't working. It was very tight. When you stop, it would it would tighten up. It had a light bulb out for the whole remainder of the time that I started driving and came back. It had a, but everything there they could fix. They fixed the tires. They got, when I was driving, I told them about the tires. The tires, they fixed the tires up. Got newer tires. Traction control should be working after they get all of the um the mechanics to look at it, and touch it up. Um, Trailer. So you're gonna be running a trailer specifically for with them. I gotta say all your loads, because all my loads, well, majority of my loads was with one trailer. Rarely they have you do a drop in hook. I'll tell you that they won't. Like, there was probably a 1% chance that you'll get a drop in hook if they have um, trailers that they specifically have are renting from um, from anywhere in people's yards. So I think they rent ITS trailers, and they have milestone trailers. So those are all their. I don't know if it's all their trailers, but specific trailers that they have. They they have those trailers that are rented to them. So those are trailers that I was hauling for them. I only hauled one. Well, I hauled two. An ITS in the beginning because they rented it, and I didn't. They didn't have their trailers. Yeah, they didn't have any of those milestone trailers. I think those are specifically their trailers. I don't know. I don't know all the details, but because they probably have that, and they have the ITS also. But the ITS, I I seen they rented through that, and then I picked up a live with that, and then dropped that ITS off, and they had a milestone from that pickup that I was supposed to pick up, and did a live with that. They even said those milestone trailers are are their prime trailers, so that's their priority trailers. So hey, there you go. The milestone. They mostly do lives, like I said. So their live are, just because are just how they are, because they don't have much trailers to drop and then go pick up at that location, any of those facilities, wherever you are. So you'll never do a drop and hook, or it's okay to do a drop and hook. It's never okay. And they micromanage the fuck out of you. Like, they don't stop. They ask, did you take pictures? Did you take video footage of your pre-trips, doing from trailer to tractor? Do you send those pictures of tires inside if you're unloaded? If you're loaded, take those pics if you're loaded, unloaded. Let me see the seal. Take pictures of the seal number. Let me see the side of the trailer, the right side, the left side, the back, the front. Are you connected? The hose. Are you hooked under it? Yo, it's all of that. And the tractor too. They all on that. Did you take your pre-trip? Let's see how the truck looks. They're they're crazy about that stuff, and um, people there, yeah, they're nice. They're okay people. I don't complain about it, but they can be rude and blatantly, disrespectful. Like if their priorities aren't up to standard with you, or or like if they think that you're not good for the if you're not good for them, if they think you're not good for them, they'll joke on you. They'll play jokes on you. They'll disrespect you, and that's how I was treated. Even though I'm giving them all these compliments of their trucks, their the team, the pay, all of that stuff. Yo, just because I give them those compliments, don't get it twisted. They are really freaked up people there, man. Like let me go to the legal side of this stuff. Why, like okay, so legally when you run out of your hours, that's what they are really. That's when things aren't right. They're really disrespectful about your time, your your sleep, your hours, and your time. That the whole thing I was telling you about how they don't have pre trips. It leads up to something. It will hurt you on the end because they don't follow code right. They don't follow the truck, the driver. They don't follow the driver's abilities right. They don't follow the the regulations of your hours right at all. Because every time you know how it is when you get live loaded. Every time there's a possibility you're going to have to get live loaded. This company is strictly live loads. Your hours are dropping, trickling every single second. Their hours don't even freaking stop. And every time I run out of my hours before my next delivery because they pick them up, like I was saying, they pick up your your deliveries right after you deliver from one delivery. Right after you deliver, it's like maybe hours after you deliver from one delivery. So even when you deliver from one delivery, you got time on your clock. They take hours to get your next load to pick up and go. And then after that, it's a live load, and it's gonna take hours for them to check you in, live load it, and then you leave. So imagine all those hours. Sorry, guys. Imagine all those hours wasted because they don't trip plan you correctly. They don't trip plan you at like good at all. You wasted like basically. Let me just let me just say it like this: you wasted basically not just one day but 2 days. I'm gonna let you know that you wasted 2 days just for waiting, just from waiting for that next pickup to get loaded and then to deliver, because they're they do this thing where if you run out of hours, you you give them a code. You send a code because you send a code so that you can reset your clock. It would be like a code that they give you. Um, so my code was like warm coffee. You say you say warm coffee, please, or I think I might need some warm coffee, please. You say it like that, and they'll reset all your hours so that you can continue driving. But how I feel is that they should have pre-planned it correctly in the beginning, so that I can take my so that they don't have to send me something that's next morning, next day delivery, and I'm sitting there for 4 hours, 6 hours, all the time for them to check me in and then load me, finish loading me. That's how it is with that. That's how it is. and I wasted all my it's never next state. So you know how it is. You're going like to Ohio, to Texas, Texas to Alabama, Atlanta, um, Chicago, because I was running north, Midwest and the South, and all those hours you get by waiting and from waiting and driving and getting loaded, you get tired and sleepy. You're gonna need your rest. Everybody knows well, because you work like you're gonna need your rest, and your 10 hours tell you that you're gonna get your rest, but they don't allow you to get your 10 hours ever. You're never gonna get your sleep. You're gonna get your little rest from them waiting and blowing up your phone constantly. Hey, what about this? Oh no, I'm sorry, this is already picked up. Hey, what about this one? Oh no, somebody already picked that up. Hey, what about this one? It's paying this way. Oh no, somebody already picked that up. Dang it. What are they doing? Like, why does it always gotta come back to me and my last say so? If you, like, why are they doing it so, like, step by, you know what I mean? Like, that part, got me, freaked me out. Like, all these little, all that they were doing is the next one after, it's like one at a time. Why wouldn't they just call a couple of them, get a confirmation from a couple of them, that's, the pickup to the next day, the same day to the next day, like, pickups, like, why aren't they doing it like that way? It's, I don't know, it blows me. I don't get it. It blows my mind. I don't know why. So them doing that waste all your time and all your, you get super tired. All your time and all of that stuff. It makes you late. I'd say, because they would run you like you're a freaking jester, like you're a robot, like you're a joke. You'll tell them, "Yo, I'm tired," because yeah, you didn't drive, but you were waiting for what what they did was you would wait for. I was waiting for like 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. because from I'd get there from I'll get there at um let's say I get there at 5. Then 5 hours later, you won't, they'll be loading you, and then you'll be all like, dang. But like, you as a trucker would feel as you wouldn't be able to start driving after, because it would get so dark and late, and you don't want to be at that area that you don't know about, to just drive middle of the night and push it down hills, valleys, and corners that you don't know, that you can't see, that you're. Mind you, I was running on one light bulb. One of the light bulbs wasn't there. Like, it was really missing one light bulb on the right passenger side. And you won't, like, you don't feel like, hey, you don't feel you'll drive from 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 that time. You'll probably take your 10 hour now. You would want that grace. You would think you would want that grace. They'll give it to you to deliver it and call the people up and say, hey, they finished loading me up late. They got me in late. My driver feels like it's night. He can't finish this drive because he doesn't want to risk the dangers of night driving. And there's a light bulb that's not right with it. They were trying to plan on fixing it. They didn't even update them. They don't want, they don't try to let them understand what the risks and causes are right now for that time period. Can they push the time to deliver at a afternoon, type of time, or later the afternoon type of time? He'll get ready to make it. He'll get ready to drive first thing in the morning. It'll is it a done deal? They reluctantly refuse to be transparent with the shipper. For them, they are they are really that friendly with drivers. With drivers, they're not really that friendly to drivers. Time and 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 respect to them. They don't give them that type of time or respect. As you hear, like, they're calling you while you're trying to take your rest. They don't allow you to rest. They want you to straight up deliver when they sent information on the load. No matter what time that they finish, they want you to be gone. They don't even update the shipper on any of your concerns. It's not, even the shippers are looking at you like it's not really looking correct. You're not I'd be there on time, but it would be like, well, they know that your time wouldn't make that time. Why didn't they call? Well, hey, why didn't you call? Why didn't you call? How are you coming here so early? You gotta come back tomorrow. Oh, this one was supposed to be here delivered that next night. Like, you gotta come back tomorrow. It's like, what? How am I knowing this? This says by this date, and they're like, yeah, it says by that date. You're confused. They're freaking looking like they're shocked and confused. You're like, yeah, you're shocked. Like, I am shocked. If that makes sense. I was always shocked at how they responded to me at every delivery. But BNA transport, I'll tell you, if you know your way around your load board and 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 um and and dispatch, you know how to handle dispatch, and pick up load boards from what they send and how they are sending them. You'll probably I'd um I'd I'd say, if because another thing is, I think they're second chance. They're a second chance company also. They're not really a big named truck truck. They're not really a big name um, trucking company. They're they're small name trucking companies and small fleet. So they're second chance company. If you're in the Florida area, in Orlando area, or you want to go to this company and you're in Florida, they're in Orlando, and they give you second chance. Last job that I had before them was with Martin. Martin trucks stink. They suck. They're freaking they're freaking disgusting. Their trucks are shitty. They're worthless. I had a truck. Even let's just point it out the obvious. Why the fuck do Martin let you only have one hood mirror? Like, Why would they fucking agree to giving you, the driver, one hood mirror on the road when you need like all your peripherals, all your angles, just to know that you're on a, that you're on a safe path, that you're driving safely. That's stupid. That's weird as fuck. And it's not even on the driver side. It's on a passenger side. You get one hood first. You get one hood. You give me one hood mirror, not on the driver's side, but on the passenger side. Why? Just do both. That doesn't stop you from to think. Nah, let's not do that. Just give them two of them. That's just. Why would you come up to these conclusions? Like, why would you come up to these? I don't know. And their trailers don't even freaking move. Like their trailers are just. I think I had either a trailer issue. Well, let me just say all their trailers are trash. All their trailers are not so trash, but they have a lot of defects on the driving side and the backing up side. You see a lot of Martin trailers try to back up into a parking lot, and that is comical. That is the most comical thing in the world as a truck driver. Like honestly, yo, like you have a Martin trailer that's trying to do it's full now. It's full parking lot that wants to back next to you or next to a driver. You'll be all like you'll be looking at them all like it's a new premiere at a movie theater. Like yo, this is freaking hilarious. Holy shit. Holy shit. Let me stop and watch this. You know, like honestly, whenever you see that shit, it's fucking hilarious. They back up. It doesn't really move, but that goddamn tractor is moving 360 degrees, like beam, 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 trying to back a fucking trailer, and that trailer is not moving a damn inch until you're straight, and until that goddamn tractor wants to sit behind it and push it back. You at an angle is not pushing a goddamn trailer from Martin. That goddamn trailer from Martin is stuck on his shit. You trying to fucking push that shit, you better drive while you're pushing that shit. Cause you're not getting into that goddamn spot unless you wanna fucking tear up that goddamn mirror, the damn fender, the bender, all of that shit. You wanna break it. That's what a fucking Martin trailer would do to you. And that's how I got into that company because I had three within the 2 months. Um, had three preventable accidents by backing up, and hey, I'd fight that this shit isn't preventable. It's not my fault. I constantly and I know they know that this shit can't. It's not these drivers' faults because of these goddamn trailers. They know something's about these goddamn trailers that it's not really all our fault. And why is it getting so much accidents? I seen last week that there was a lady that was lost and she was driving from Martin and they found her dead. It was a lady truck driver. She was a skinny young lady. They found her dead. Like I don't know. Something was up with them, man, because they do some creep ball shit like that too. They'll tell you to run. Um, they'll tell you to run something, and you'll you'll have to do some other weird shit along with the trip plan. Their trip planning are fucking bogus too. Their trip planning are bullshit. You 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 don't want to decline anything for the first 90 days, but you're gonna fucking decline all of them shits that they send you that don't make sense. You're gonna decline all of them shits because they're retarded with that. They'll give you some dumb trip plan that would seem that would say something that would make that would say it doesn't make sense, but it was they would say let's pick up something from Atlanta, Georgia junkyard, Yule terminal, pick up a trailer, and then go to their terminal in Pennsylvania, and then pick up the drop the terminal that you picked up from the Atlanta, pick it up, bring it back to Atlanta, and then an hour later pick up a trailer from the Pennsylvania terminal, and then deliver that to somewhere in New York. You're like, what? This is an hour pickup. Why? You gonna leave that goddamn terminal that you picked up from the damn Atlanta in the Pennsylvania yard, pick up the goddamn Pennsylvania trailer, drop it to the goddamn New York. That's how you gotta fucking operate. You don't fucking do all this bickering back and just because they labeled it like that. That's how they act. They label shit so weird. But yo, yeah. And um yeah, so that's how I got into that company because of Martin's fucking bullshit. And what I did, if you guys ever had Martin and you had some bullshit with them, I fought them through the DACA reports. They had DACA report on me that I did that, and I fucking from the whole time about that truck, I told them I don't want the truck. Get me out of this truck. I verbally, verbatimly told them all the precautions of why I don't want this truck and what's gonna happen if I'm in this truck. They know, and I told them and all that I told them it all happened. I said I don't want this truck. I'm gonna be in the next accident with this truck because I don't think this truck is safe and it's it was operable because something was up. It was either the fifth wheel. I think somebody clued me in on something. They said either the fifth wheel plate, the magnet plate was the fifth wheel magnet plate either is broken loose or something like that, and that's why your shit doesn't move. And I was like, whoa. I would never know that. Somehow they have these big ass shops. They don't pick that up. They haven't fucking gotten a clue to that type of shit. And they let me on. They allow me to stay on that truck. I reported everything on DACA. They when I forgot what it's called. I think well yeah, it's a DACA report website that DACA report website that you you um you 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 what is it? You not report, not only report, but you dispute what is on your DACA report. So on that website, it would show your DACA reports that you did this, you did that, and that's what it says you did. You would follow dispute. It says on a button, you follow dispute. You write down all of the you write down everything that you're disputing. You tell them why you're disputing it, because that I reported the truck was inoperable. I wanted a new truck and this and this. That's all I told them. I wanted a new truck. I feared that I would get into I feared that I would get into accidents due to the unkeptness of the truck, and which led me to 3 accidents in these 2 months. I told them all of that, and they So when you do that, that company has 24 hours to respond back to DACA, to DACA, um, accurately if what you said, if what I said is false or or um, or or inaccurate. If I ever said that to them, that means they have to they have to they have to take down those reports that they filed on you. So when I filed the dispute, the next 2 days, that company that I work that well, there was two companies that didn't see the DACA, that when they did the DACA reports, I didn't see that those three reports on my name anymore on that DACA report. It was CRST. That was my first job, but I went back to them. Trust me. On why, like, I wanted to check which guys. I was trying to do lease operating with them, so so I wanted to go back, with them or BNA, and both they came back DAC reports clean. Like I promise you, like the DAC reports on CRST came back with zero violations, and then the DACA on I think they did it before I sent that DACA. I think BNA had my um they had my work my work information before I sent the DACA. I'm not too sure, but I know CRST came back DACA report clean. So I was like, yo, this is good. So the DACA report thing, you gotta file if you know that they bullshitting with you, like a Martin. All right, and so yeah, my review on BNA Transport out in Orlando. Do I recommend them? Mm, there are better companies out there. There are better. There are better. There are better paying. Trust me, there are better paying. There are better paying companies out. You know. So for me, they're not. I don't recommend them because of how I run. I like my I like my time to be my time, and I don't like nobody to play with my time. And for me to bust my ass nonstop just to get minimum pay that everybody else does is a waste of time. So I don't recommend them to anybody. But if you want a second chance, you can stay with them. You could work with them. You'll probably end up liking them too, but you know it depends on how they treat you. So BNA Transport, it's a C, it's a C rating. So yeah, that's all I got for y'all, and truckers be safe out there. Have a good one.